Dean Smith, December Manager of the Month, Up the Villa. Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. So if you're new to the channel, drop a subscribe and drop this video a like as well. Will help us grow and reach our potential. We're a fan-based podcast and having our thoughts after the games. So if you want to come on board, just drop us a message on Twitter or you can check in the link in the comments as well. So Dean Smith, Manager of the Month in December. What a huge accolade. Hasn't been done since Martin O'Neill in 2010. We've had a lot of dross. We've been watching a lot of terrible football since that period as Villa fans. But obviously now we're all buzzing that we're sitting higher up in the table with games in hand and potentially looking at a European charge this season, which would take us back to the times where Martin O'Neill was winning these awards as well. So, let's go back. Dean Smith came in 2018 on the 10th of October. After probably one of the most grateful penalty misses of all time. Glenn Whelan steps up against Preston to win it and misses that penalty. And then the Bruce era, the rest is history. We haven't really looked back since. So Dean Smith came in, he brought in his usual assistant manager, Richard O'Kelly. But instrumentally, we brought in John Terry, Neil Cutler, have all played massive parts in the progression of Aston Villa since that period in time. We were sitting 15th in the Championship, having just lost in the playoff final. We, albeit, got new owners, which was obviously really good. We were all buzzing about that at the time. We'd managed to keep Grealish as well, but that league position was just horrendous. We was having such tough times. If we hadn't got relegated, we'd lost in the final, and we were just striving to get back to where we belong, which was the Premier League. We had ups and downs with Smith at the time as well. Obviously, we went through a sticky patch when Grealish was out. Grealish came back as captain, which was absolutely, again, instrumental. Dean Smith's managed to be able to get the best out of Jack Grealish and getting better and better. Each season, Grealish is getting better and better. And that's no doubt, in my mind, down to the coaching and everything that goes on at Bodymoor Heath as well. We went on a massive run, 10-game winning run. It was our best run in our club's history. It was a phenomenal run, which catapulted us into the playoff positions. And we was able to get in the playoffs and beat West Brom. A standout moment for me in that game was Dean Smith, at the end of that game, saying one more, huge. He knew what it meant. He knew what it means to get Aston Villa back where they belong and to reach the standards that us fans believe that this football should be competing in. Brilliant day, absolutely massive. I love that day. I've never seen Aston Villa win anything. So for me, it's probably the greatest thing that I've ever seen them do. And I think the journey that we've been on as fans is just absolutely massive. And we're all a part of it. And we all feel a part of everything that this club's trying to do at the minute. Last season was pretty difficult. I thought we'd probably finish a lot higher up. I thought we had the squad to challenge and compete around mid-table, but it just wasn't to be. It was a real frustrating season and we ended up clinging on for dear life at the very end, and we managed to stay up and we've not looked back since. I think Dean Smith was absolutely massive in lockdown. Lockdown helped Aston Villa massively, but he was able to get back on that training pitch and figure out ways in which to make Aston Villa a lot more solid and a lot more defensive minded. And it absolutely worked a treat. We were one of the best teams that came back post-lockdown. And it was just huge to see us stay up. And I think it was all down to Dean Smith as well. For him to turn that round was just absolutely huge. And, we're all so grateful that we stayed up last season. We've had massive changes in the summer with recruitment. We've had Lang come in. We've also had Craig Shakespeare come in, which is absolutely huge again. It's shaping up the coaching system, keeping it fresh, keeping it dynamic. And it's what Fergie used to do all those years ago as well. And I'm all for it. I think if we stay still for too long, everything gets flat and lethargic. We need progression. We need to evolve. As Aston Villa get to the next standard. We need to evolve again. And I feel like that's what we're doing at the minute as well. The plan just all seems right to me. It's fresh. We've seen signs that it's working now. I think we've had a lot of seasons where we'd try a plan and it would fail. We'd go down this route and it would fail. But everything to do with Aston Villa now is ticking along nicely, and we're reaching the levels that we all feel like we need to be at. Playing style, we saw Viva Smith ball at times last season, but we're starting to see it a lot more now. We're starting to see that we're dominating games, we're playing well. I mean, one game all season that we haven't looked great in was probably Leeds. A few halves here and there, but albeit we've played really well against every single team. We're turning up at the big grounds now, and we're putting in performances. We're taking points from them. So again, we've got progression there as well. This season's been really good. We've played really well. Again, we've seen signs of progression, which is what we all want to see. The next calibre of player that have come in have integrated into the team and have just gelled and fitted nicely. And that just shows that the recruitment's bang on as well. I've no doubt in my mind that in the summer again, we'll go again and we'll reach that next level of player, which is absolutely huge. So let's just talk a little bit more about Dean Smith. I am a hairdresser, so I cut a lot of Walsall fans' hair as well. So when he was manager at Walsall, obviously I was hearing all about how he was doing. So I was obviously familiar with Dean Smith, and I've always had a little eagle eye on how he was doing at Brentford as well. And when he got the Villa job, I was just absolutely buzzing, because obviously the style of football he was playing at Brentford was really good compared to what we were having to watch at Aston Villa at the time under Steve Bruce. I mean, Newcastle are having an absolute shocker. Their fans at the minute are all fuming at the way they're playing. And I just think if you do have a little look at the way they're playing, it's just a stark contrast to what the levels of performances we were putting in. Smith's a forward-thinking manager. He always wants to think on the front foot. He always wants to go into every game and win and attack and play attractive football, which I feel like he's now starting to do. We've seen at times, especially against Arsenal, when Barkley and Grealish just absolutely tore him one. So refreshing. And I just think when you've got the calibre of player, that's what you can do. So I'm just really excited to see where Aston Villa can go in the future. For me, I think the world's the limit for Smith. I think he could be a potential England manager. I think he's on the right track to cementing himself as probably one of the best English managers in English football. He goes so under the radar. The stuff that he's done, he's managed to get Villa promoted within half a season. Stay in the Premier League. He's now got to sit in 8th position with like 2-3 games in hand. He's so under the radar. It's unbelievable. Like, his name never gets mentioned. It's always Bielsa. It's Bielsa this, Bielsa that. But for me, Dean Smith needs massive, massive credit. He's embarked on past 100 games as Villa manager now. So I was going to do this episode a few weeks ago, but obviously was just busy with all the games as well. But I just think he's probably one of the best managers we've had in a very, very long time. What's not stopping him from being probably the best manager we've ever had? I think he's already took us to a major final. If we could have reached one this year, it'd have been brilliant with the squad that we've got. But obviously, COVID's hit the FA Cup, and we were probably going to go quite strong in that for that game as well. But I feel like he probably is going to win a trophy with us. I'm that confident the progression of Aston Villa is just going to be huge. I think if we just have a look at how we did in December for him to win Manager of the Month. So we played 5 games, 3 wins, 2 draws, 8 goals scored, 1 goal conceded and 4 clean sheets. 4 clean sheets in 5 games compared to what we had last season. That's huge. That is. It's massive. We were shipping in goals left, right and centre. We were shipping in like 3 or 4 goals a game at one point. And now we clean sheet galore, 1 goal conceded. It's absolutely huge. I think this is our first Manager of the Month win since 2010, and I feel like we're just going to get many, many more. He's just going to go from strength to strength under Aston Villa. He gets it. He gets the club. He gets the fans, and that's huge. If you can have a manager that understands and he's one of you as well, you just have that rapport with the manager, and I just love him to bits. So I just wanted to do this episode today just to talk about Smith a little bit, give him a lot of credit, because I feel like last season he probably was under a lot of pressure, and I think we've stuck by him now and he deserves all the credit he can get. We're going to have a fantastic season. Let's try and finish as high as possible, and let's get winning those awards and hopefully sitting in and around those European positions. So for any of you that do watch Up the Villa podcast, we've got some new merchandise coming in next week. I'm absolutely buzzing to show it you. You're all going to love it. It's going to be really cool. So we've set up a page that you're going to be able to buy our merchandise from as well. And I'll let you all know when that drops as well. But I just want to say, Up the Villa, Dean Smith, absolute legend. Hope he wins many more awards. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Up the Villa.